the issue of extremism was raised. How would you define extremism?
The burden of definition rests on those who introduced that word. The trouble with the word is precisely that it has no definition, that none has been given and none can be given. Therefore, if you want my general definition, I would say it is a smear tag. It is a term introduced exclusively for purposes of smearing and is being used as such.
Do you think that the term can ever be used validly?
No. Do you want me to tell you the reason?
Could you?
Now, observe what is the exact dictionary meaning of the term. There is no such word as extremism, but there is such a word as extreme. And the dictionary definition states that extreme means a great or unusual degree of some quality, or a characteristic farthest removed from the average or the ordinary. Now, this clearly indicates that extreme is a term referring to measurement. It is an issue of measurement of degree. Therefore, you cannot use the word extreme with moral connotations. You cannot claim that an extreme is either good or bad. You cannot use it as a term of opprobrium, as a derogatory term, because measurement as such has no value significance. It can acquire it only from the nature of that which you measure. And it is an absurdity to claim that an extreme degree of anything, regardless of its nature, is evil. Yet that is what is attempted by the use of the term extremism. The reason why it is exclusively a smear term is because of the usage to which it is put. If there were no particular usage, it would be meaningless. But it is always used as a derogatory term to imply that an action or an idea is evil merely because it is extreme. That is intellectually irrational and improper, and in practical terms you can see it's working. It is used only to smear somebody, meaning to accuse without any evidence, proof, or definition. It is like a swear word, to attach to somebody as a label without the necessity of defining why you are attacking a person. What are you accusing him of?
Do you think the people that raised the issue of extremism then perhaps had an elliptical sense of the term? Instead of just saying extremism, they meant extremism in political action. This seems to be what they were driving at. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't. Because what would extremism in political action mean? Political action itself is a very loose generality. That depends what kind of political action. Supposing someone like myself is an extreme advocate of freedom, what would my extremism consist of? That I would not compromise on the principles of freedom, that in all political issues I would be on the side defending individual rights and individual freedom. Now, someone who believes in totalitarian statism, in dictatorship, his extremism would consist of taking every possible action to enslave people, to use force, to violate individual rights. Now, would it be logical to say that he and I are equally to be condemned merely because we each take an extreme, uncompromising stand on our particular views? Obviously, the term would have no meaning. You couldn't say that in political action you must never take an extreme position. It depends what position you're taking. And what one would have to support or condemn is the nature of the position, not the degree of your devotion or of your consistency to a given position. Yet that is what the term would imply in politics. It is consistency that is here being attacked. Any kind of consistency will be considered extreme. Yet can you really consider consistency undesirable or immoral?